Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Philadelphia Phillies franchise on MLB The Show 20. And as always, if you're liking the baseball content that I've been putting out with my OTP series and this series, do not forget to like and subscribe and show support to the channel. Now, this is a very exciting episode. This is our trade deadline episode for the first season, so very exciting, kind of making the first moves in the direction to build our team. And as you can see here by the calendar view, we are 48 and 58 so far this season, and right now that gives us last place in the National League East, a narrow last place finish in the National League East, as we are just a game and a half behind the Mets for the last place spot in the division, as pretty much everyone else in the division is pretty close to contention, even including the Marlins, who have had a pretty good season so far this year. Now, I of course mentioned in previous episodes that we pretty much would be looking to trade one player at the trade deadline. There's only one guy who really makes sense, and that is Didi Gregorius, who is of course on a one-year deal with the team, was signed this offseason, and has actually had a really good year for us. He has regressed quite a bit from his performance earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, I think he was slashing more of 300, about 350, and almost 600, I believe, slugging, and he has regressed from that. However, this is pretty much his best season of his career at this point. I mean, last year, of course, not very good in his shortened season by Tommy John, as he came off surgery and played only basically the second half of the year. But I mean, looking even at his previous career numbers, I mean, since he had taken over as the starting shortstop for the Yankees, he has never had a year quite like this. And so in his year age 30 season, he's having the best year of his career, and his value is at a all-time high. Now, because of the MLB The Show kind of a quirk where you have to make the money work in trades, it was honestly more difficult to trade him than I believe it should have been. He is making $14 million this year, and of course there are several teams that are in contention that are looking for an infield piece, or looking for a left-handed bat in general. And Gregorius, of course, is a great left-handed bat, so there really should be no problem moving him, especially in real life. But in this game, again, I did have quite a bit of trouble moving him because of the budgetary constraints, without removing a guy from their team that was making major league salary money. That is of course a contributing member to their team, and of course in real life a team that's contending would not or usually would not move a major league piece unless they had an excess at a position or something like that in exchange for a different major league piece at a different position. So there are really two teams that I could find trades that would work. And those teams were really, number one, the Dodgers. Of course, they are expected to do big things this year in real life, but of course, we're kind of stuck with no season at this point, and I'm not quite sure what the future holds. But the Dodgers are a team that I considered moving him to. So the Dodgers are not necessarily in need of a starting infielder, as their infield is pretty much set with Lux, Turner, and Seager. But what they do really need is a left-handed bat off the bench, as all of the bench players they have are better against left-handed pitching. And of course, being a National League team, you really need a left-handed bat off the bench that can hit right-handed pitching. So I thought he would be a fantastic fit there, and they can actually afford Gregorius. And the only other team that I really could find a fit for Gregorius was the Oakland A's, who do have pretty much one infield need, and they've been kind of rotating Chad Pinder and Sheldon Noisy at second base, and they both haven't really been that good. So Gregorius could fit there, and I would have to eat Mike Fiers' salary to get them to trade him, get us to trade him to them. So I kind of would have to eat a big salary there, but So the trade here that I would ultimately decide to go with would be trading Gregorius and Matt Caesar, who is basically just a throw-in veteran outfielder who has gotten some major league experience in the past, but really isn't much of a player. And we would be getting 3 guys back from the Dodgers. The first being Dennis Santana, a right-handed pitcher for the Dodgers who I believe in the past was more highly regarded than he is now. Looking at the research I had done, Dennis Santana is actually 24, it looks like in real life, so I will be changing his age to match the his real life self. I'm not sure why it is quite off in this game. So he's going to be the first guy we're getting, kind of pretty raw at this point. I mean, he throws decently hard, doesn't really have many redeemable things other than that, but just hoping he could maybe turn into something for us as kind of a project and be a guy who comes on maybe later in his career. Now, the second guy that we are going to be acquiring in this trade is Matt Beatty. At least I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Matt Beatty. Now, he's a kind of mid-20s corner guy. Can play any corner spot in the field, corner infield, corner outfield. Pretty good hitter against right-handed pitching. Struggles against left-handed pitching, but I thought he was pretty interesting. Was pretty decent in his at bats that he got last year. The Dodgers actually got a pretty long run since they had a bunch of injuries. Not much major league experience this year, and didn't do well with the at bats he did get. And then the very last guy that we acquired in the trade is Earl Robinson. At least I think that's how to pronounce his first name. I'm just kind of spitballing on his name because I didn't research it. But pretty decent guy here, mid-20s guy. Only see potential. Decent hitting ratings. Good on base. Kind of skills with the 60 discipline. So that's pretty good. His hitting ratings aren't that bad, and he definitely is pretty good in the field. Not a great arm, but still very serviceable in the field. And of course, I have mentioned in the past that I'm planning to do a top 10 kind of prospects list breakdown each year of this series to kind of know who our best guys in our system are, and I'll probably do some kind of minor league year-end review to go over guys to watch in the organization over the course of the season. So be on the lookout for especially possibly Santana in the top 10 prospects, but I just want to let you guys know that that is coming, and I'm planning to do it at the beginning of what would be the next season in this series. Now, kind of looking at our updated Major League hitting situation now with the move we made with Gregorius. Gene Segura will return back to the position that he has played most of his career and what he played all of the previous season with the Phillies. He'll be returning to the starting shortstop role every day, so he'll be manning that spot for us. And to cover third base with Segura shifting over, Matt Beatty will be covering the position against right-handed pitching. As I did mention earlier, he is a great hitter against right-handed pitching. And Ronnie Torres will be covering third base against left-handed pitching. Now, again, this is at least for now, as Alec Baum will probably get the call in the near future and will get at bats at third base. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to support the channel with likes and subscribe if you have been enjoying the content, and I will see you guys next episode.